Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. In this video, I'm going to address the question that may be on some of your minds. What's going on with Blast? Is this worth it for the airdrop? What are your thoughts? So, gonna love to hear what you guys have to say. So probably this video, if you have comments related to that, I'm definitely gonna read them and talk about them. But I'm also gonna talk to you a bit about my thoughts, my opinions, and a bit of something that has made me a little uneasy about what's going on. So before we get into it, just remember, not financial advice. You got to do your own research. I'm just a guy on YouTube. Also, we do have a private group. The link to join that is in the description below if you want coaching, guidance, and support. So for those of you who are probably looking at this and going, what is Blast? You know, there's a lot of people talking about it now. I say Blast suffers from the same problem Manta did, which is Blast and Blast launched before Manta with their campaign sometime in November or October, and it was the same deal. You invited people, you built a team, you got to spin the wheel every so often, get some bonus points. Once the campaign was over, they didn't launch a token. In fact, they launched phase 2 of their campaign, which was, okay, now we're going to put you on this layer 2, Ethereum layer 2, and you're going to earn more points either by holding liquidity here or by working with some decentralized applications. So tons of red flags, scams, hacks, all of these things. And from, I'm not going to, I may have spoiled my recommendation to you guys, but I do want to get through some of the things here first. So the first thing is just around communication and delays. So originally the multipliers here were supposed to go live about a week or so ago. And then they kind of moved everything last minute without telling anyone. I didn't get an update from anyone. You just had to go on here and see, oh, it's locked until April 1st now. And then I had to check. I'm like, am I crazy? And no, it was actually in like mid-March, like March 20 something before. So, I understand delays happen, but it's, the communication is very important. And multipliers only apply to points and will be available on April 1st once delegation goes live. The idea behind this being that whatever protocol's in here, as long as you do a transaction to it, you will get it. That's nice. One more thing over here is you earn points equal to how much Ethereum and equal to how much USDB, which is their Blast stablecoin, you are holding on to. Now, I look over here. I have been earning points probably since, I don't know, early December when I started bridging some ETH over. I had 1 ETH in here. And what had happened was while, I bumped this up to 2.4, 2.5, I've only earned 358K points. But if I look at how much gold I got, I click on estimate value, my 16.59 gold right now is worth 592,000 points, which means the 16 gold that I was airdropped for like a few days activity in one of the protocols, they've actually outpaced everything else I've done for 3.5 months on here so far. Kind of weird. I think it's because they haven't airdropped all the gold. But I'm also hesitant to use a lot of protocols on here. And here's why. Instead of doing their own due diligence, they made it so anybody can come in here and add a decentralized application to the list. So if you're a scammer, you can literally go on here and add your own application to this list. I think that's highly irresponsible. I don't know why. If you have a public-facing website, they are treating this like social media. This is not a controlled website. So they can literally go in here, any scam artist, put up some draining link, which I'm sure they have, and that's it. In fact, I have seen in the Discord that a bunch of people have fallen prey to things like this. And I didn't understand what the hell they meant because I feel like a lot of people just don't understand how to like navigate the system. But literally Blast has set this up to allow people to abuse the people who are on here trying to get airdrops, because people are suckers to win these points, to win this gold. And if you go in here and you start making these promises that you got it and you're like, hey, look, we're listed on here. The reality is being listed on Blast is just as kind of prestigious as being called out by Forbes for being a top executive. It's the same thing. Forbes, if you pay them a bit of money, they'll write whatever the hell you want them to. It's a joke. And the same thing Blast is doing is not good because, once again, scams are rampant and you are literally telling people you have an airdrop campaign and then you're allowing anyone to link to it. Imagine the same thing with Linnea Park. Imagine if Linnea Park said, hey guys, whoever wants to add links and whatever, go ahead and, make them sign a contract. That's fine. And we'll give them 20 LXP. It's a horrible deal. They don't do any vetting, and that's a horrible thing to do. So, there are some things that I do like about Blast, don't get me wrong, like crypto valleys and, getting in on the yield and their token generation event was very profitable. Of course, as you know, could have been even more so. The When NFT exchange, they're going to do their airdrop, their airdrop campaign starts, I think, tomorrow or the day after. This is another thing that's gotten delayed multiple times. I believe it was supposed to launch 2 weeks ago. Then on the 27th, when it was supposed to launch again, they said they have a 4-day delay out of their control. So be it, right? But the reality is like there's just something going on with this chain that's confusing. They even had a massive exploit with Munchables. And what happened with Munchables was this is like a Tamagotchi project of sorts. And the dev had gone in here and actually had put a backdoor in here to drain the ETH so that they could wait until the TVL locked kind of rose very high, and they pulled it out. Now the team did find a way to get them more ETH to sort of make up for it. I forget exactly all of the things that happened, but once again, this chain is relatively new, and literally it is being almost like synonymous with a bunch of scams, right? And I think they've got to lock stuff down in terms of, if you're doing an airdrop campaign, great. I understand, so you can't control decentralized applications, but you can definitely control what you put up there on your own application. And this is actually the same reason why I have not included a referral link to Blast, because my recommendation is, if you're not on it, I would not start. Also, if you haven't already, I thought this was a very good video by Bankless. They did a video with one of the founders. His name is Pac-Man. He launched Blur. He came across once again as somebody who's all over the place, nice kid and everything. But literally, I think his vision for Blast was your Ethereum earns Ethereum while it's on chain. So it's sort of like liquid restaking without having to do anything. But still, is this really it felt like something felt off about this. And one of the things I want to tell you guys, and by the way, I are nobody. If you have a non-question that's not related to Blast, I won't answer it. I'm just going to tell you, so you can ask. One of the things over here is, when we look at Blast, I try to put myself in sort of this, once you've been in crypto and you're in something for a long period of time, you get these sort of intuitions when things just don't feel right. When things just don't feel right at all. And a lot of things that are kind of making me pause and have hesitation here. So if I take a look over here on Blast, and look, this is DeFi Llama, take a look at their TVL. Their TVL actually spiked sometime in early March, and it's kind of been, not, I don't say dropping, but it's not being moving up anymore. Compare this to other growing chains that are actually if you look at Base is very different. So this is Blast, right? Just take a look at Base. I believe Base was very you know what I mean? Up, and then oops, how do I do this? You see here, this is here, and it's just going up and up and up. Everything Blast is doing is almost in the opposite. And this goes to my next biggest concern, which is, if you go in to the Blast Discord, the most common complaint you're going to hear is, I can't take my money out of Blast. People are complaining because all of a sudden, while you are able to easily bridge your funds over from anywhere to Blast, Blast is actually making it very hard for people to take their money out of it. They're putting up barriers. And it's so confusing to me, because if you thought your ecosystem was good, why on earth would you be charging people so much money to take their funds out? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And honestly, all of these, like, one thing I can look over, but as these things just pile up, I I am I am very fearful for this chain and for anyone who has a significant amount of funds on it. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I can 100% be wrong here. I just feel so uneasy having my funds here. And like, I'll just show you Orbiter, for example. Orbiter is one of a few bridges that still work. So if I was to go and try to put 2.4 Arbitrum, like 2.4 ETH from Arbitrum into Blast, not a problem, right? It's insufficient funds because I don't have it. But you know what? Maybe I'll try ZK Sync and just see. I'll just show you what I mean. So ZK Sync, let's just pretend I'm going to put 0.8 over. It's willing to just take a 0.8. My withholding fee is 0.0004, so like practically nothing to do it. Now if I go the other way around, wait, what? Is that better? Hold on. So 2.4. So now that I want to do like 2.4 out here, it's going to charge me 0.056 ETH. And that is equivalent to $200 US. They want to charge me $200 to take my Ethereum out. Can you imagine? $200. Like, I would rather send it to ETH mainnet almost, because that's how much I'm going to pay either way. And they're not willing to address it. They typically either ignore the question in the Discord, or they will just sort of say, well, you can use our own bridge, which is even worse. We're going to talk about that in a second. One thing that happened recently was RhinoFi did allow some people to bridge. They shut it down. So you can no longer bridge from Blast out on RhinoFi. Due to high demand, bridging ETH from Blast has been temporarily suspended. Why would that happen? Like, why would you ever want to remove the sell button? This is what they're doing. They're basically making it so that you cannot leave. Romel, it's not about that. Like, no matter what I choose, let me just show you. If I select ETH mainnet, right, I'm still going to lose the same amount of money. This is not gas. So the fee that I'm telling you about right here is not gas. This is the fee that Blast is charging. They're charging 2.3% on any bridge out of Blast. So if you want to take out 100 Ethereum, it'll cost you 2.3 Ethereum. This is before gas fees. Gas fees are a nice cherry to add on top of these fees. So it's terrible, absolutely terrible. Owl2 Finance as well got shut down. They used to allow you to send 0.1 ETH maximum per bridge, and they're also shut down. You are able to bridge from a chain to Blast, but I'm not able, like, you cannot select Blast as a starting point. They got rid of it completely. So the team has shut that thing down too. And I look at this and I'm like, oh my God, like, it's only a matter of time until this is all gone and we can't take our funds off. And this is why I'm like constantly like trying to get the team to answer. The team refuses to answer this question. They won't explain why these things are happening. They just won't. They're like, well, we can't speak for other bridges, but if you want, you can use our solution. Like, this is something where I'm telling you guys, like, this is why I didn't include a referral link. I in good conscience, I cannot tell you guys to join it. This is why I said spilling the tea, because honestly, like, look, I could be wrong. I could 100% be wrong, and, you know, Blast is fine and everything goes well. But like, just take a look at what's happening. Like, it's one thing if they explain what's going on, but there's not even that. So Synapse is another bridge that you can also use. So Synapse to Optimism, Synapse to ETH mainnet or Arbitrum, whatever. They're the same fees as Orbiter, which tells me that this fee is coming directly from Blast. So what that tells me is, if you go back all the way to the TVL, if we go back all the way over here, I think because they were concerned that people were actually leaving and not coming on, and they need to get a higher valuation so that they can do their token generation event, while Linea is doing it in a different way, these guys are just saying, hey, we're not going to let people leave. We're going to cut out all the exits, make it really hard for you to take your money out. And I'm sure, like, here's what I'm thinking. if more people say, hey, forget it, I'm just going to bridge this out and, bite it and take the cost, they're just going to keep raising the fees until people stop. That would be my impression. So one of the options that they tell you about is that if you go on here, you are able to click on, you're on the airdrop page, right, that I showed you before. You click bridge and you're able to hit withdraw. When you do, it says, oh my God, you're gonna lose all your points. Whatever, continue anyways. It goes directly to ETH mainnet. I'm not gonna do this, but I wanna show you something. So when you hit submit, you have to do this initiate withdrawal. You wait up to an hour, you prove withdrawal, you wait 14 days, you withdraw. On 3 of those steps, I will have to pay a significant gas tax. So I did the same thing for mode. I had shown you guys how to sort of withdraw it on day 1 just to show you guys transparently. And then I got stuck because I didn't realize there were 3 transactions where I had to pay $100, $70, and another $150 on ETH mainnet to get it over there. It was so bad. And I'm assuming it's the exact same way. Not just that, it's 14 days until you're able to get it. So you don't have your access to your funds and all of this. So for me, I'm literally just sitting here going, you know what? I'm probably just better off just sending this money to Arbitrum and putting it into Pendle Finance and just doing liquid restaking. So like literally everything about this project is shady. There's only 2 protocols that I'm okay with, When Exchange and Crypto Valleys, but everything around this entire project is a disaster. And I think it starts with their airdrop campaign where they're actually almost like begging scammers to come on here to do this. Scammers aren't smart. That's the reality. But I'm sure there's going to be protocols on here that literally will just scam you. Because you know what you can do? If anybody wanted to, you can write whatever gold and point amount you want to give and sort of put your link up here and just link you to a wallet drainer. And boom, you post on Twitter, hey, latest thing that launched, and guess what's happened? You just take everyone's money who's like not cognizant enough. So I will tell you one thing here. I am not going to participate in any protocol on here that I'm not already familiar with on somewhere else. Like Ambient Finance is good. That's why I sort of went in with them. But I'm telling you guys, like they take no responsibility. This whole thing, I almost feel like they may just bring this whole thing down if they don't get what they want. And if that happens, all the funds on our accounts are gone. So like I said, I can't see the future. All I can do is take a look at all the things that are going on in this ecosystem. And I struggle to find something positive. I really, really struggle. And because of that, I just don't feel comfortable leaving this much funds on here. So I might leave in like 0.1 ETH or something because it is a 2.3% fee. So like it makes no difference. Like I'm not saving anything by taking it all out at once. But that way I can at least take advantage of like When Exchange and crypto valleys. But beyond that, I just don't feel comfortable putting that kind of money on this protocol. But like guys, I want to hear what you guys think, because you know what, like, I sort of gave you I kind of gave you like my perception and sort of what I think about this, but I want to hear from you guys. So we got Romel and Starforge in here saying hi and everything. We got Haitian saying, yeah, Blast having too much hacks and scams. Romel hasn't started Blast. Is it too late to start? I mean, I think you're lucky. I would not start if I were you. And honestly, like, one of the things I was thinking about is finding out who wants to bridge over to Blast and just swapping my ETH with them so that I don't have to pay the fees. And I mean, they don't pay fees anyways, right? Need some gold. Yeah. It's crazy how much gold is valued at right now because they've been so bad at giving it out. It's the NFT chain. What should we expect? It's a Degen L2. Yeah, but Haitian, I mean, Degen L2 is one thing, the way to call it. But like, this really gives me like the same vibes I had with Luna. Like I had 0 Luna when all of it went down. And when people asked me why I wouldn't touch it, it was the same thing. I just got these like weird feelings around everything that was going on. The way the guy used to talk about it, about everything, about how nothing's gonna take us down, and like how we're gonna be the best. We're doing all these things, and like everything around Luna was like weird and like kind of sketchy. And whenever you ask questions, they never were clear. At least not with me. And there was a lot of Luna maxis because hey, they made money, and then they made money, and then it became zero, right? Um, I are nobody. I don't think you're late. Yeah, you are late. Like you're late to the perspective of I would not put my money in here. I are nobody. Blast futures in District 1. I mean, like I said, you guys can farm it, do whatever you want. Just be careful if you do, because like they take zero accountability. If you lose money on their campaign, it's your fault because you didn't check if there was a scam, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Um, do I think the airdrop will be so diluted? Probably not. It depends. I don't know, but if you really care so much about that, you can sell it on Whales Market and get probably a better price because you can price it in right now if you want to. Uh, Polia desks on Blast was a scam. Yeah, what a joke. We went through this. Iron Mike says, "Wow, that is terrible. Appreciate the explanation." Yeah, exactly. I'm glad, I'm glad that I helped you come to that conclusion, but I'm I'm open to someone telling me something differently. What am I missing? Because maybe I'm overlooking something. Maybe shutting down the bridges and everything was genius, and there's a reason behind it. But like I've never believed in removing people's ability to do stuff or making it really hard for them to do stuff as an incentive to stay. You know what I mean? Like an example I'll give you is back when I was more active with DeFi Kingdoms, I used to do coaching, and there was somebody who I actually, in part of the coaching process, I said, hey, I don't think DeFi Kingdoms is right for you. Let me help you on the onboarding process, of the offboarding process to get your money out. People got upset, but I'm like, who am I and who are we to hold people's money hostage, right? If the product is good, people will come anyways. So I don't get what's going on. I showed them Polar decks and they did nothing. Yeah, so that's the thing. The people in Discord just ignore. Nobody actually addresses anything. Like people are talking about what's going on and like posting these things, and you get like robotic responses. It's like almost like Chat GPT is their moderator. There's actually nothing. Latin Slav. I stayed away from the beginning. Aren't they connected to that NFT project? Well, the one creator is Blur. So he was a co-founder of Blur and Pac-Man. So yes, I don't know about the Ponzinomics. I know Blur is kind of weird in that they have a loyalty program where they try to like corner the side of the market. Once again, really bad idea. They are 100% inviting scammers. Yes, they are. The problem is, I don't know if problem, but a lot of scammers are stupid. Literally, like imagine a world where scammers were actually more intelligent. Like if they thought like actual criminals, I'm actually glad they don't, because it makes it much easier to find and avoid them. Blast is like that Japanese cafe where people I didn't know that's a cafe. That's hilarious. But yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. Hasuna biggest mistake was getting involved in Blast. $70 of bridge money out because they put it in a multi-sig wallet. What an absolute joke. What an absolute joke. I don't know, buddy. I was thinking it's not worth it because I did 5 transactions with $1,900 leverage at 28x. Closed them right away. Still got 7 gold, and this was for the first 3 transactions. Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't know, buddy. Like, what if we what if in this world we're unable to even like get our money off? Then like it doesn't matter if you end up getting a ton on this, right? So let me go to Whales Market and see how this is actually looking. I'm just gonna bring it up in a second. We'll bring up Whales Pro. I don't know if you can see this right now, but yeah. So Whales Pro, we got points. We'll see if Blast is on here. Blast is getting destroyed. Okay, so oh damn. Okay. I'm just gonna get the actual market price. So, and what am I at right now? So let's just assume 1 million points, okay? What does that look like? At 1 million points, it would be $725, okay? at current prices. But I mean, is anyone buying it over here? Yeah, like look at it. It just looks like terrible. Absolutely, like this thing looks absolutely terrible. And I haven't seen anyone. Well, partial. Okay, and this is 0.0035. So I mean, you could actually go and sell these on whales market. Might be better. Absolutely agreed. New guys, hit the likes. Yeah, guys, make sure you hit the likes. I do appreciate it because the engagement really helps on videos like this. Like I said, I'm not here to rag on Blast and say it's a scam. I have zero. I don't know, right? I don't know, like definitively. There's no smoking gun, but like what I'll tell you is I don't appreciate the fact that they are basically building a almost it's not like a honeypot, but it's almost like that. You can bring your money in, but you can't take it out. You know what I mean? And you know what? I'm gonna do this right now because like I have literally been on the fence for so long. I'm just gonna do it. So I'm gonna send 2 point. Where's it? I hate doing this. Okay. So I am going to burn like about $200 to do this, but it doesn't matter. I have been like wrestling with this for so long, and I just can't do this anymore. And I'd rather just do this now and take the price cut than like just risk this money later, and like there's no solution to bridge anyway. So yeah, I'm bridging 2.3 ETH out. I'm paying 0.05 ETH. Like what a terrible deal. You know what I mean? It's a good thing like I made some money on trades today, but like yeah, I just burned a couple $100 just to get the hell out of this thing. I left like 0.1 or something ETH on there, but yeah, I can't justify doing it. And by the way, guys, I'm always very transparent with you guys on sort of everything that I do. So like I said, like I wouldn't be sort of here saying this if I didn't actually really believe that. Yeah. So I've left 0.15 ETH on here, and I'm going to use that to like buy, for example, like, right here, the yield token, right? I've been doing this bit of trading. So earlier today, like I was making like, a couple like 0.02, 0.03 ETH on these moves because at this yellow line is actually where I was buying the yield token, which is Crypto Valley's in-game token. So once this video is over, I'm going to go and buy some again, let it ride up, and do whatever I need to do. Haitian Buffet, I bridged 99% of my ETH out of it yesterday. Shake my head, they charge way more. Yeah, exactly. They charge. So Blast has added a 2.3% fee because they don't want people taking money out. And my hypothesis, which I cannot, I'm just guessing, I can't justify this, but if people start taking their money out, they're going to keep increasing that rate. Maybe at some point they just get rid of it so you can't bridge it at all. I don't know. I are nobody. We will not have an AMA today. I have to go to the gym, but I will try to do one either tomorrow or Sunday. Yeah. It actually might make more sense to do it Sunday because I do have a drawing. So in our private group, we actually have a drawing for Nano X Ledger, right? So any of our members are qualified to win it. So I told them I would do a drawing live after. So probably going to do that because the snapshot happens that time anyways. And we can get them to them as soon as possible. If you guys haven't already, I just want to remind you guys, 5 winners, each of them will win about $330-ish. If you haven't already, go ahead and mint this NFT on Zora. I mean, we even got Crypto Cove over here. Where was he? He showed up. Where is this? He had showed up earlier and was like, yeah, hope I win. He actually messaged me, and really nice guy, let me know that I had screwed something up on Zora because I wasn't sharing the right link. There's a link that apparently if I shared, I actually get something from doing that even. So it's cool. Nice guy. Appreciate it. Anyways, with all that being said, I hope you got some value out of this video. Like I said, please don't take what I'm saying as gospel because it's not, for example, like a definitive, but I'm just sort of flagging to you guys what I'm seeing. Like, just blatantly allowing scammers to run amok on your on your chain, not having your Discord be controlled, not really providing direction. This looks like, ironically, so I'm in Canada, and in Canada we have a system where the police have told us, if you don't want your car to get stolen, or if you don't like now, because everyone's stealing cars, because the cops are they're not arresting people, and if they do, they're out within like an hour because of their new catch and release policy. So what happened is they're like, hey, we don't want you guys to get hurt, so just leave the keys at your door so they don't attack you. That's their solution. And this is sort of the same kind of thing these guys are doing, which is really like, hey, we know there's a bunch of problems, but hey, we're gonna watch and it's all good. Don't worry, because we put a disclaimer. So you guys deal with it. We're not gonna stop it. We're not gonna remove it. We're not gonna delete it. In fact, all we're gonna do is make sure you can't take your money out of this ecosystem. So I left a tiny bit in there so I can go ahead and claim my airdrop whenever it happens. So I can do a bit of trading with When Exchange and Crypto Valleys. But without that, I am completely out of this ecosystem. So I'm done here. I'm not touching this. Beyond this, I have sort of closed it up. This is me, and up to you guys to make the decision. Maybe they'll sort of provide some clarity. That's kind of what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that one of these people eventually speaks up and explains why they're doing what they're doing. Tell us why you want to make it so people cannot bridge out of your protocol. Why are you doing this? Why are you shutting things down? Why are you letting scammers? Why are you allowing all this stuff? Yeah, and Iron Mike, I completely agree. San Francisco, LA, Toronto, they allow the criminals to have more rights than the average citizen. And these people are doing, I don't want to say they're doing the same thing, but if you're going to turn a blind eye to this kind of stuff and you're going to let it happen, unacceptable. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like the video, share the video. Guys, we're almost at 10,000 subscribers. That's wild. Absolutely wild. Would love if I can get there in the next week or so. So please, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Share the video, like the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll have some killer videos dropping then. Until then, thank you so much for watching and have a good night. Thanks.